because, you know, I don't think it would be very hard for the human to just, like, send summons to try to grab that Great Hall. And, you know, Rainbow has been sending Hawks out to try to find out where his opponent's crap is, but... So, going for the guard towers, chopping them down as quickly as possible. Now his opponent's army shows up, and he's like, meh, don't care, I'm going to kill your guard towers. Rainbow says that's my last building or something. Let's fight, and he's like, okay. So he goes for the Beastmaster right away. You notice he's trying to position his army and spread it out, because then if he focuses something, it screws with the front line. It makes the Spellbreakers run away towards the Spirit Walkers, and the Raiders get an easy free shot at the casters. So, you know, lots of Link and lots of Dispel going off. He basically spammed all his Dispel away at this point. But then again, the human heroes don't have much mana anymore, so he's gotten rid of all the summons, and it's just slow. And slow as a bitch, but, you know, chain heal and a mana potion and stuff, your units are going to live longer. It doesn't matter if your DPS sucks now. And when you can, yeah, go to spell stuff. Rainbow calls GG. This whole army is dead. The Shadowhunter is still chain healing up the ass. Still has a mana potion. Asks where his last building is. Says, oh, by the way, it was that PN you forgot to kill in your main. Congrats on that, Terra Shitty. And the game is over. So, to be honest, Rainbow kind of threw that game away from that. But basically what you can learn from this is human players always go MK against Blade Master, or they're just going to be, you know, hold a staff, have fun with the Blade Master. Circlet is nice for the harass. So what's up is agility, always try to get those. Yeah. When your opponent has no arcane tower, harass the hell out of him. And then, yeah, once you're like level 3 or something in your DPS, like rapes faces, go grab a staff, and because your opponent didn't go MK, or if he did, then you kind of can't anymore. You know, if your opponent doesn't have an MK, go grab a staff and just harass the hell out of his peasants. Just do it the entire time. Now, yes, your opponent might go at your base with towers, in which case, again, you know, you saw basically 3 instances of the human player trying to push with his heroes. Wait, if you're SH, kill the Archmage. Second time, you know, before caster showed up, right-click, ensnare, surrounded the Archmage. Then went for the Beastmaster, eventually did get it, which was, you know, nice. I kind of feel like Rainbow could have handled that better and saved his hero, the Beastmaster at least, at some point in that. But, you know, whatever. Then the next point is, you know, once they are building towers and all your crap, well, right-click the Archmage again, and then if he invols, just try to keep the surround. And this is really where Link comes in complete handy, because you're going to get all your crap right-clicked really fast if you don't have your stuff linked. And once it is, then, like, your stuff won't die very quickly. Your Blade Master will tank, like, 800 million damage. And, you know, the great thing about Spirit Link is that, you know, if they're going for something like focusing your hero, I mean, obviously, you know, if you're going for hero focus, your DPS kind of drops because heroes take reduced damage. They have armor, they take less from piercing and magic and whatnot. But, you know, he's taking the reduced damage, and it's obviously cut in half because of Spirit Link, but that half damage that's split amongst the army is reduced as well, which means, you know, your damage against the blade sucks really hard, and, you know, the Link damage is negligible because it's half of jack shit. Whereas if you're going after like grunts with sorks and stuff, you know, it's not reduced nearly as much. In fact, it's amplified. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I might be completely wrong, and it just says, oh, okay, half damage, and cuts off half of the, you know, the actual, you know, damage output, and splits that amongst, and then affects it by armor, so that you don't actually completely kill an army by killing stuff. You know, like focusing a grunt with a sork, it's not splitting 20 damage in half and sending 11 to the rest of the army, well, effectively doubling the DPS completely. I mean, maybe it doesn't work like that, maybe it works, you know, one way or the other, I'm not really sure. But either way, I mean, your hero's not going to get right-clicked, especially when they go Beastmaster, if your blade is linked. So, you know, you shouldn't have to worry about your hero too hard. And, yeah, that's kind of how you beat human. You go out for the heroes constantly. I mean, if they're doing, again, you know, if they're doing... As soon as they hit tier 2 push, then you go for the hero. If they're doing it right after they get the sork, you go after the sork, and then, you know, the other casters. You meet them halfway across the map before they have towers, and you just get to go be fun with speed scrolls and ensnare and hex, and then you run back and heal up, and he's going to be like, well, I have 4 footmen and 3 towers, there's no way I can kill your army. So you get to run around salving, and then once you're done salving, if he did really push you, well, again, you salve away from your base and you run in and kill his hero or kill the towers or whatever, and you just start playing hero focus again. And that's what Blade Master's all about. It's basically, you have Hex to help you hero focus and Ensnare to help you hero focus, and then while you're doing that, your army's taking damage, and Link and Chain Heal keep that end decent for you. And that's why there's that. That's the synergy in the Orc army. Even though you're taking all this time to get positioning in the surround on the hero, all the damage that you receive gets negated really fast. And those heal scrolls, huge, by the way. It really, I'm sure you guys have seen replays where the end of any given battle, you see the Orc army, half his crap's in red, and sometimes the Orc TPs, sometimes the other player TPs, but if his entire army is taking a ton of damage because of Link, healing scrolls are freaking effective. You are healing 150 on literally every single unit in the battle. No other race really has that unless you're against Chainwave and you're a human player or whatever. So you are truly getting max efficiency out of healing scrolls. Now, of course, there's also the point that the Orc army consists of all 3 food units as opposed to 2 food footmen and sorks and whatnot. But if you bring in like linked peons in the case of like Orc Mir, where that's most common, and sometimes there's human once you have enough lumber. In this case, obviously he didn't have much lumber because you saw how early the game went. But oftentimes then they bring in the peons, and again you're just splitting up the damage. And when you get to heal scroll 12 units for 150, that's freaking efficient. It really, really is. I'm gonna do some number crunching real quick. Healing salves heal a total of 1200 HP, and it costs 100 gold. So you're getting basically 12 HP per gold. Okay, fine, whatever. Unless, oh wait, did I do that wrong? 1200 divided by, 1200 divided by 100, there, 12, okay. Healing scrolls are going to be 150 per unit, divided by 250, so let's say you heal 20 units, and that's, come on brain, 20 units healed for 150 is 300. Yeah, sorry, 3,000? Yes, 3,000 divided by 250, about as much as healing salve. So, the efficiency, so 20 units, by the way. Now, remember that healing salves, have a chance of doing overkill if you heal something that doesn't need the full 400 HP. It's, basically that is, the main thing. Also, it takes time. You can't do it in battle, which is why healing scrolls are freaking expensive, by the way, because you can do them in battle and they don't take time. So, if you have 20 units to heal, which you're not going to until you have like a bunch of peons and whatnot, but if you're able to negate that much damage with 100% efficiency, it's kind of nice. So that's why healing scrolls on Orc are pretty good. And plus, anything past 50 food, and you can't really hero focus efficiently, so screw that. Stay 50 food. And there's that. Now, a good sign, a sign of a good Orc player is knowing when to go above 50, and it's basically, if you're not being constantly attacked like that, you'll have time to bank a little bit of gold and, not TP every 25 seconds, and you'll want to jump to 60 and then 70 and so on. And the upgrades are nice, and you'll notice, by the way, that he got the armor upgrade on his units as opposed to the attack upgrade. Because again, we go back to the point of Spirit Link and Chain Heal and Healing Scrolls, where you're just going for hit point efficiency. Most of your DPS comes from your Blade Master. Always remember that the Blade Master is the source of your DPS. If you're against an Orc player, try to focus the Blade Master. Even though I just said, oh, by the way, your DPS turns to Jack. That's why you go MK, by the way, because what you're going to try to do is you're going to get either an Adept Priest or a Spellbreaker, and you're going to spell steal the Link off the blade, and you're going to bolt him and focus him. And when you've got breakers hitting him and he's slowed and whatnot, you're going to kill his mana pretty quickly, so he can't windwalk before too long. He'll probably have a few stored up, but not only you get the extra damage from the breakers, but you get the satisfaction of denying an extra windwalk at some point. But you get the bolt doing its sort of full damage. This hero resist, of course, and ownage. I hope you enjoyed this commentary, and peace.